Hello. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, it's so lovely to speak to you, Luke, and congratulations. I mean, okay, 83 million, and that was at the last count, so I'm sure it's gone up. Does that blow your mind that the show that you are in is the show that it's the world number one? I mean, it's hit the number one spot in 83 countries.
Yes, it completely blows my mind. I sort of try not to think about it, to be honest. There's something sort of awesome about it, isn't it? Isn't there? Those sort of numbers.
It is.
But yeah.
You can't imagine it. It's sometimes you try and you picture a football crowd or whatever it is, but that is extraordinary.
I know.
So for people who may not have seen it, which obviously not many, and I know we have to. It's a very sweeping statement because not everybody has Netflix, but it is a phenomenal show. It's a beautiful show. It's their first period drama, and it's done sensationally. Luke, tell everybody about Bridgerton, but leave out the naughty bits.
I will. I'll be careful. Well, I guess it's about a powerful family in Regency society. They're called the Bridgertons, among others. And there are 8 siblings, and the first daughter in the series is negotiating the marriage mart. And I guess it's just about finding love and leaving home and leaving the family unit and how you sort of find yourself outside the family. But I guess also in terms of what's made it special, I think, is that it has sort of stretched a bit our idea of what a period drama can be, because actually it's based on historical romance books by an American author called Julia Quinn. And so I guess the Regency that you see in the show is a sort of more fantasized Regency world, which I just think is sort of, in a way, is great because it sort of frees you from all sorts of restrictions, but then also it actually gets you to tap into a side of probably that period that you don't usually see or hear about. So I guess, I find there's just a side to it that's much more exciting and much less sort of prim and innocent that maybe are, I guess when we say period dramas, we think Jane Austen very specifically.
Yes.
And so it sort of stretches that.
It
and
does.
It's much breezier, it's much soapier, it's much more large scale. And I feel like it actually taps into another side of that Regency spirit, I guess.
It really does. And it's incredibly beautiful. I mean, it really is to watch. It's not, listen, no, we're joking about it. It's not for young kids. It's not. There are some very, very racy scenes, but it's beautiful to watch. And it's all of you are utterly believable and you sort of disappear into your world. So thank you for taking us all out of the crazy world that we're in and inviting us so beautifully into your world. For you, knowing that something is this huge, surely it was a yes from the beginning when you hear that everybody's buzzing about it, that it was going to be commissioned for a second season. That must have been a sort of, oh yeah, well, there we go. You weren't surprised, surely.
Well, it's difficult, really, because I guess as an actor, you always have to sort of live in a certain amount of uncertainty. So you don't want to. Yes, I mean, I think the fact that it went very well is a sure sign that it was probably going to go again. But I don't know. You get a bit used to being a little cautious about that and sort of seeing what happens. And I guess I mean, now it's sort of funny also because this thing is sort of separate from me now. Now it's this show and people are interacting with the show, and obviously I'm part of it, but I'm a very small cog in a very big machine. So, you have to learn to sort of let it take on its own life and see what happens, I guess.
But you're in the next season, aren't you? And I know.
I am in I am in the next season. Yeah.
So when are you filming that? Do you know yet? How's that going to work?
It's supposed to be filming. It starts in filming in April, and I think they've managed to make that work in terms of COVID restrictions and stuff. In fact, I've just spent the last few weeks going to costume fittings for it, so it's definitely happening. And I think the second series will focus more on the first son of the family, who's played by an actor called Jonathan Bailey. Anthony is the name of the character, and so it will focus mostly on his story, on his love story. But
also you've got quite a bit to do in the next season, haven't you? Without any spoilers.
Well, this is the thing, Gaby. I wish I could tell you that. I haven't seen any script, So I know as much as you about it. But yes, I'm sure there'll be more. You'll be seeing more of Benedict. Yeah.
Well, that's very funny because I was told I've been given some insider info that your role, you're going to see more of you. Which I don't know whether that means we're going to see more of you in a Bridgerton way, or whether we're going to see more of you as an actor.
I'm sure it'll be a bit of both. No. I mean, I'm absolutely. The way the novels are built is that each novel is based on a Bridgerton sibling. So, as the second son, yes, I will be in it a lot more. But in terms of the quality, in terms of the actual specifics of it, I am as in the dark as everyone who's watched the show in terms of what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, I can only congratulate you on it, really. I mean, it is so superb. Can we also talk about Dunkirk? That was an extraordinary film as well. I mean, for you, you've been not lucky because you are very hugely talented. You've been in some amazing things, but Dunkirk was really one of those films that everybody spoke about, and you you disappeared into it. It was so beautifully done. Christopher Nolan is extraordinary. I mean, that must have been a wonderful thing to be a part of as well.
Yes, it was. I mean, it was two. I think it was just one day's work that a few years ago. But yes, no, it's an amazing film, and it was. I remember, going to see it in the IMAX. I think it was, and
so did I.
It was. Yeah, it's an extraordinary experience.
I love that you go to see it, like all of us, and you were in it. Doesn't matter if it. Don't say it was just one day. You were a part of a huge film.
I was, but I think it makes it easier to watch, obviously, because I'm in it briefly, so it's easier to watch.
In the olden days of just over a year ago, we used to have all our guests in the studio, and obviously one day we will be doing that again, hopefully. But we would have had you and Jill Halfpenny, because she's also on the show today, in the studio at the same time. Now, of course, you've worked with Jill on the BBC show In the Club as well.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we did work together. Yes, we had a lot of stuff together, actually. Yeah.
We could have got you back together. Oh, dear. But stage is, I mean, I was told that stage is your big first love. I think probably Bridgerton and Benedict at the moment is your first love. But how are you with all of your friends and coping? And we do talk about it a lot on this show. I think that London and everyone, I mean, all the regions as well, their local theatres. I mean, I find it so heartbreaking when you hear that they're closing. But no live theatre at the moment is just a very, very strange time, isn't it?
It is. It's very, very sad, and I mean, I hope we will eventually crawl out of it. I think there is nothing, I mean, I think I have lots of feelings about theatre. Like, I think theatre can be a really, really transcendental experience when everything lines up, and that's so special when it happens. And for that to happen, you need like a big ecosystem. Like, you need lots of it, because actually, when it's good, it's really, really good. And it's not just about keeping a few theatres open here and there. Like, you need all of them. You need all of them, because you need a huge wealth of work being created, so that there's the chance of the really exciting work to come up.
I absolutely agree with you.
So it is. It's very, very sad.
But on to happy things. Benedict Bridgerton will be back in season 2. Now, obviously, we'd always give a very important question. With all the very important things that are going on and the fear and the worry, we think that we like to, put the bar very, very high. Because today's question of the day, you get a fanfare as well. Your favourite board game? I can't tell you how many tweets we've had about this. So, Luke, do you have a favourite board game?
I'm not really a board game kind of person, but I guess Monopoly is a board game, right?
Do you know? I knew you were going to say that. Would you like an interesting fact about Monopoly? Because I think this might blow your mind. Okay,
tell me.
What year was Monopoly invented? When did it first come out? Go on.
Oh, I'm going to say late 19th century. Is that mad?
Do you know you're nearly spot on?
Really?
Yes. 1904.
Wow, there you go.
You're a clever man. Thank you, Luke Thompson, who plays Benedict. What a joy to talk to you, and continued success with everything you do, my lovely. Really lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Oh.